Hello all my makeup freaks and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Stephanie. So today is a collab with several different people. The person that started this collab was Connie, and I will have like a playlist or a link or something like down below. Just click on that and see everybody's videos. But Connie was the one that kind of like shouted out the question in a beauty group like, hey, does anyone want to be part of this collab? And basically we're supposed to like talk about our 5 favorite drugstore palettes. Now, I knew going in and signing up for this collab was going to be a little bit challenging for me because I'm a little bit of an eyeshadow snob. Now, eyeshadow for me is the one thing that a splurge is always kind of, I wouldn't say a necessity because I think there are some good eyeshadows in the drugstore, but I never feel bad about splurging about eyeshadow because I feel like there are a big difference between drugstore shadows and higher end shadows. There can be like a big gap where like lipsticks, you can find lipsticks, you can find mascara, you can find eyeliner. In fact, I hardly ever buy eyeliner from a higher end just because you can find like some fantastic eyeliners from the drugstore. You can find fantastic mascaras from the drugstore. Eyeshadow is just a little bit tricky, and I like a certain texture, I like a certain blendability, but I did find some. And unfortunately, like most, besides like one, is from the same brand. Now, I knew going in like Wet n Wild is my favorite drugstore brand, just like hands down. Yes, there are some hits and misses with Wet n Wild, just like with any brand. Even higher end brands, you have some misses. But to me, like their eyeshadow is definitely like the best that I have. Now y'all know like there are some drugstore brands I just don't use. So like let's get into what I have going on. So I kind of classified palettes as anything that has over 5 shadows. So I have a couple of these that have like 6 shadows. They're just the Color Icon 6 shadow palettes. I have more of these, but I just grabbed these 2. These are limited edition. This is in a vinyl collection, and this one is in Thrift Store Chic. I love both of these. This is gorgeous pinks, and this is like neutrals and golds and greens. I love both of these. I think they're fantastic. They also have these 8-pan palettes, which honestly are my favorite things from Wet n Wild. I have a ton of them, and these are just the ones that were my favorites. These are not all that I own. I honestly wish that they would come out with these palettes like permanent. This is Flirting at the After Party, which is probably my favorite all-time Wet n Wild palette that is limited edition. They're just beautiful purple colors. Let me just show you, like, look at that. That is just amazing, and on your hand you can just see how pigmented it is. I have a real issue with shadows not being pigmented. I just won't even deal with like a non-pigmented shadow. It just irks me. This one is also gorgeous, and I love like some of these colors, this green one especially for spring. There are some cases where I find even, you know, some of their shadows can have some hits and misses, but overall they're fantastic. This one is gorgeous, especially if you like nudes. As you can see, like mine is cracked, which makes me very, very sad, but this is Nude Awakening. I just love this. It is so pretty. It definitely, you know, probably with nude colors it's kind of easily dupable, but that is very, very pretty. Now, this is something new. I have not even talked about it yet on my channel, and I plan on doing like a review and a look, but this is the Au Naturel palette from Wet n Wild in Nude Awakening. This was Nude Awakening. I have not even realized that. That's cool though. So These I saw at Walmart. I don't know if it is a Walmart exclusive because that is the only place that I've seen it, but I'm not saying for sure that it is. This is amazing, and I love that they included some like rose tones in here, like those two right there. Let's see if I can swatch these. But those are those right here. They included some rose tones. Just think that is pretty. And I mean, of course, they have some lovely, just like regular neutrals. Let me do this color. And then this color right here, which is not going to show up all that much just because it's like a blending color. It's like taupey color right here. But I love that color for a blending color. It may show up on me okay just because I'm so fair. But that taupey color, it makes the palette just work so well, because they do give you a blending color. This is fantastic. Now, I am still going to do like a complete review. They have at least another neutral palette. This is just the one that like caught my eye. The other one I think was more like goldy, and this has kind of a cooler, rosier kind of tone. Almost think of like the Naked 3 when I'm thinking of this palette. And I'm just overwhelmed. I love it so much. Like, look at those swatches. Like, look how pigmented those shadows are. Fantastic. Now, the other thing are these palettes from Hard Candy. Now, I've done full reviews of these, so they do have like some hits and misses as far as the shadows in the palettes themselves. This one is probably my favorite. It is the Sassy Eyes, and it's because it's like taupey and it has like a purple in there. These are not the softest shadows. They're not at... Now I've got like lipstick all... Look at me. I'm like... Ugh. Make sure my lipstick is not like all over my face. Anyway. Ugh. I'm sorry about this. Like, I'm awful. These are not the softest shadows that I have ever worked with. They're not as soft as the Wet n Wild shadows. But they really do have a good pigmentation, you can see, and they really blend out nicely. I don't have a problem with them getting muddy. See, look at those, like these three right here. That color is just gorgeous, and it reminds me a little bit of Satin Taupe from MAC. Just think that is really pretty. I don't really reach for this enough, and I should reach for it more because it is really, really nice. Those are my 5, I don't even know how many, favorite palettes from the drugstore. I know I kind of like threw some limited edition stuff in there, but you can't really go wrong with getting any of these 8-pan palettes from Wet n Wild. I would definitely say go out and get this from Wet n Wild, and go out and get these Hard Candy palettes. They're fantastic, especially like the Sassy Eyes, which I think are my favorite. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please go check out all the others in this collab. Sorry this is like kind of short and sweet, but I've determined that I am kind of a makeup snob when it comes to eyeshadows. And yeah, so hopefully I want to do like my 5 favorite higher end palettes, which I think would be like much more varied, and honestly would be harder in some ways because I own more higher end palettes than I actually own drugstore makeup in general. So I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. Bye. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe right down there. Woo!